So listen, we've all been here, okay? We start scrolling for like 10 minutes, then 10 minutes becomes 3 hours, and then all of a sudden a whole day has passed and you have done nothing with your life because you've been scrolling on your phone all damn day. And I'm calling you out, not to make you feel bad, okay? This was also me. I have personally doom scrolled. I can't even count how many times. But coming from someone who was literally addicted to scrolling through her phone, I finally figured out how to break the cycle. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing 10 tips to actually help you stop doom scrolling, break your social media addiction, and take control over your time back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lena. I have a self-help series here on my channel where we discuss all things becoming your best self. So if you're not subscribed already,
what are you doing?
Okay,
what are you doing?
Go subscribe right now. So first things first, follow the 5-second rule. So you probably clicked on this video because you were hours deep into your doom scroll and you saw this video and thought, okay, maybe I should try to stop. And girl, even I thought of this video idea because I had spent 2 straight days in a row in bed, sick with a fever, doom scrolling, feeling bad for myself. And guys, my screen time was at 7 hours. Yes, 7 hours. I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to stop this addiction. This rule is for you when you realize that you are doom scrolling. So as soon as you realize that your little thumbs have been scrolling and scrolling all day, I do not care if it's been 30 minutes, 3 hours, or 3 days. Literally count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Immediately lock your phone, put it away in your drawer, in your closet, literally anywhere where you physically cannot see it. And I want you to immediately physically get up. If you're already standing, go to another room. Basically, just remove yourself from that immediate environment that you were just in and don't even think about it. Don't even try to convince yourself out of it. Like, oh, I've already been scrolling for so long, might as well just continue. Stop scrolling, put your phone away, leave that environment, and break that negative cycle loop. And this 5-second rule, counting down from 5, forces you to break that negative cycle loop. Replace the dopamine hit. So after you follow the 5-second rule, you basically want to replace the scrolling that you were doing that was giving you that dopamine rush with an action that is going to distract you from that like itch to scroll. And guys, you have to understand that these apps make it as addictive as possible for you to continue scrolling. They want you to do that. And honestly, it feels good. It feels good to scroll. For me, it almost feels like I'm missing out if I'm not scrolling through all these apps. The action that I chose to replace scrolling is going on a walk. And the way that I incentivize going on a walk sometimes when I'm feeling a little extra lazy, I walk myself to a local cafe and treat myself to a coffee or a tea. So basically, this just shifts my focus away from wanting to scroll on my screen and gets me out of the physical environment, usually my apartment, and puts me somewhere else, puts me in a different mindset, a different environment. So for you, that doesn't have to be going on a walk. It could be you stretching, meditating, picking up your favorite book, making yourself your favorite snack, playing with your dog or cat, taking a shower even, doing a mini declutter of your desk, literally anything, okay? As long as you are replacing scrolling on your phone with any type of feel-good action to break that habit and boost your mood, that's what matters. So choose that action and let it be your go-to action for when you find yourself scrolling on your phone. Create more friction. Basically, you want to make it as hard as possible for you to get on these apps. In one of my favorite self-help books called Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks about how if you want to start good habits, you want to reduce any and all friction that's going to be associated with it. And if you want to stop doing bad habits, you need to maximize all friction that comes with it. So basically with our phone addiction, we got to create as much friction as possible to prevent us from just doom scrolling mindlessly. So for me, I actually like to keep my first homepage free of any social media apps. So that way when I first open my phone, there's no social media with easy access to click on. And what I do is I put all my social media apps in a folder and I put those girls way in the back of my phone. So basically I have to swipe a few times before I get to my social media apps. And I highly recommend putting your essential apps all the way in the front and the social media addictive apps, put her in the back, okay? You also want to set time limits on your phone. Most phones usually have an option for you to set time limits on certain apps. So I have them on for Instagram and TikTok. The max I put is 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes of me using that app, a screen pops up and lets me know your time is up, girlfriend. You need to go do something else with your life. If you put these limits on yourself, you're actually gonna realize how much time you actually spend scrolling on your phone. Like for me, tell me why 15 minutes of scrolling felt like 10 seconds to me. So basically I had to train myself and my brain to know what 15 minutes actually felt like and resist the urge to continue scrolling after that 15 minutes is up. Use apps that are productive. So look, I'm not saying all apps are unproductive, okay? There's actually a lot of amazing apps out there that are super helpful and can actually help you be more productive with your time. Things like habit tracking tracking apps, calendar apps, to-do apps. And honestly, one of my biggest tips to stop your addiction to scrolling is to make sure you're the boss of these apps, not the other way around, okay? So basically, you need to use them for what you need instead of letting them take control of you and your time. So actually, one of the best ways I learned how to do this was with Skillshare, which thank you so much to Skillshare for partnering with me on this video. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry pros across illustration, design, freelance, productivity, and so much more. Through Skillshare, I was able to learn how to maximize my productivity with Notion, which is a digital tool that helps you organize your notes, your to-dos, your calendar, all in one place. So I've been taking the Notion masterclass, Maximize Your Productivity and Organization, which if you have a scrolling addiction and you find yourself wasting time, I highly recommend this class. This class literally teaches everything you need to know to get started with Notion, how to use it to organize your life. I use it literally for my daily life, my content schedule, my to-dos. It's been so helpful to stop me from just mindlessly scrolling and wasting my time and focus on what I need to get done. So if you want to start your learning journey today, the first 500 people to use my link in the description will get 1 whole month free trial with Skillshare. And thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Turn off all notifications from your most used apps. Listen, I did not realize how much that beautiful notification sound and it popping up on my screen would make me just want to open my phone immediately until I turned them all off. Like I said, these little devices, okay, they are designed so that you use it as much as possible. So that's why your phone literally gives you notifications for every little thing. This person liked your post, this person messaged you on Facebook, this store is having a sale, you need to go buy something. Like there's just too much noise going on in here and your brain needs a break. Your phone has literally trained your brain to immediately open up your phone as soon as you get a notification. So that's why you just want to turn it all off. I personally have all my notifications turned off for every single social media app. I highly recommend that you do this because honestly, do you really need to know that Joe liked your story at exactly 1:42 p.m.? You can find out when you're actually on the app. You really don't need to reply to that Snapchat that Sally sent you immediately, okay? Sally can wait. I promise you will live. Keep your phone away from you at the most critical times of your day. So if you think about it, the most critical times of your day as a human is morning and night. How you spend your morning really influences your mood, your productivity, your energy levels. Like a great start to your morning can really lead to the most productive, great day. And you know this, when you start your day, just immediately as soon as you wake up, you grab your phone, start scrolling for like 30 minutes, you are basically calling for your day to start off in just stress mode. And studies show that actually using your phone immediately as soon as you wake up can shift your brain into a state of heightened alertness, disrupting your natural wake progression. So I highly recommend charging your phone away from you, away from your bed, far away where you cannot physically reach it. Also, it helps to get an actual alarm clock instead of using your phone to tell your time. Before, I would wake up and use my phone to see what time it was, and that made it really easy for me to just open up my phone and get going. And how you spend your night is equally just as important. How you wind down and prepare for sleep will affect the quality of your sleep and your overall well-being. So create a rule for yourself that you cannot look at any type of screen at least an hour before bed. Studies show that screen time can really impact the quality of your sleep. The blue light that comes from these screens can disrupt your body's production of melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. Be in the present by journaling. So because of my social media addiction, I had to realize where that addiction really came from. And it's actually a deeper rooted issue driven from loneliness, anxiety, or the need for validation. And I realized how much journaling just provided such a safe space for me to actually process my emotions instead of escaping it with this. And I've shared this before, but the real ones know that this past year was really difficult for me health-wise. I was diagnosed with PCOS and I was dealing with all these symptoms like extreme fatigue, hair loss, acne all over my face, extreme uncomfortable bloating. And so this honestly became an outlet for me to escape from what I was feeling when I was going through all this. And journaling is honestly what made me realize that I should not be running away from my emotions. I need to be writing about it and being present with myself. It's a way healthier method to cope with your emotions. And of course, I created my own journals that are perfect for this. The day-by-day journal. This is a wellness journal that has wellness prompts, free write space to let your thoughts flow, journal prompts that help you think and reflect. And I promise you, I'm not saying this just because it's my own journal. This will genuinely help you be more present with yourself. I'm gonna have my journals linked in my description, but literally any journal that works for you is perfect. Start daily journaling and you'll realize how much more present you are with yourself. Do a social media sweep. I basically like to do this every month. I go through my following and I unfollow any accounts that aren't really serving me, aren't aligning with my goals, motivating me, maybe kind of push toxic things that don't make me feel the best about myself. So this way, I really curate my feed to be positive and be things that genuinely uplift me. I know this is not everyone, but for me, it's honestly kind of triggering for me following a bunch of girls on Instagram that just had very unattainable body goals for me personally, and they just look perfect, their life looks perfect, and they don't really add much more value other than that. They just have this aspirational body, physique, face. I had to self-reflect and realize that it's not the most healthy for me, and it does not make me feel better following these people, so I just unfollowed them. So instead of social media being something that makes you feel bad about yourself, you're curating your feed to be something that actually uplifts you and motivates you. Have one day of social media rest weekly. So I honestly highly encourage you to choose one day out of the week where your screen time is basically close to zero. So this day for me is actually Sunday. This is because I use Sunday to do an actual physical reset of my apartment. I like to do a deep clean of my apartment. So I'm usually busy cleaning my apartment anyway. I go to church sometimes, I do a face mask, a hair mask. That is truly my self-care day. So once I added a social media detox with that, I feel so much more refreshed and ready for my week ahead. Stop the negative cycle loop. So listen, this video is not to make you feel bad about yourself, okay? When I was personally doom scrolling, I would watch videos on how to stop, and some of them would just make me feel bad about myself. It was like kicking me when I was already down. So coming from someone, I was literally addicted to my phone, and I was just stuck in this negative cycle loop. I wanted to escape my emotions, so I would use scrolling to cope with it. And then once I realized I was doom scrolling and didn't get anything done with my day, I would feel even more bad about myself and just be like, F it, and continue to do it. So I just want to let you know that your scrolling addiction does not define you. You are not alone. Your phone, these apps have made it as addictive as possible for you. So this is not all you. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't have enough discipline. So take it from me, here's your sign to stop that negative cycle loop. Do not let scrolling or your screen take control of you anymore. Do not let it control how you feel about yourself. Please do not let this thing be the boss of you. You determine your own future. You have the power to take control back, and you are fully capable of anything that you set your mind to. So if you want to stop your scrolling addiction today, you can, okay? I believe in you. So if you have any other tips to share with our little self-help community to stop the scrolling addiction, please share them in the comments below. You guys honestly have the best advice, and we don't gatekeep on this channel, okay? We look out for each other, we put each other on, and if you're a real one, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I love you guys so much, and I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye guys!
Taking a ride to journey 눈치 보면서 들어가 할 때 찾아